What day is it now?
July 3rd, 2018.
Here, you videotape.
You tell the story.
Well, you tell it.
What's going on? Just tell them.
They're cutting down the pear tree.
Well, they're trimming it back with nothing on it.
Yeah. But now I'm not going to have no pears. I was actually going to make pear juice. That sounds good, eh? Right now?
Yeah.
Or canned pears, eh?
Yeah, this year there actually was pears. Last year there was none because it was so cold.
Yeah. I just see one pear. Just one.
I don't see that many left either.
Yeah, I see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You're always cutting
7,
down trees
8.
on that side.
And let me go get a better view. See the pear tree, people? There's Dana right now. There's an apple tree there, people. See? You see it? I don't see it. Yeah, they cut down the apple tree. But there's that man that's cutting down the pear tree.
They don't seem to care about anything.
What is this? Like, what are they doing, people? Like, what is the matter? We like pear trees. Look, there's a lot. We have plants here. I was actually gonna get some pear seeds and plant them because I was actually gonna go my own pear tree. Right now, I could have grown my own pear tree. There's one man.
Anyway, what are you gonna do?
Me?
They don't care.
Yeah. No, the pear tree was
Okay.
Here's grass. So there's a lot of trees. Oh my.
Okay, people. So now it's July 8th, 2018. As you can see, it's all raspberry. Plus I gave 2, right? So that's 10. So 13 jars of raspberries that I canned this year. It's just straight up raspberry in syrup. That's it. I did 3 jars, quart-sized jars of chicken stock. And then here's some chicken soup. And here's some chicken. Alright, now I'm into pineapple, people. That's why I'm doing this video. I got 30 pineapple for $30. So I'm canning, I wanted to make juice, right? But first I'm canning some pineapple in jars. So one pineapple per jar, basically. Can you stop, please? You're wiggling. I'm talking. And then these are the cores of the pineapple, and they're actually quite good. What I did is I boiled them to release some of the juice, to make juice, to add to syrup, to add to this. But when I found, I hot packed these, and when I hot packed them, this one here didn't seal, but these ones are okay. I did this last night, right? But when I hot packed them because pineapple has a lot of air pockets and stuff, right? So anyway, when I cooked it up, because yeah, I have to cook it up for about 10-15 minutes, what I found was there was enough syrup to fill up the jar, right? And I didn't really need the syrup. But these in themselves are pretty tasty, so you could actually chop those up and can them as well. Or you can just eat them and they're slightly crunchy. Or I was thinking of slicing them into like 1/4 inch sizes and dehydrating them and having them like a candy. And you could douse them in some lemon and then, you know, roll them around in some sugar and then dehydrate them. And it would be almost like an orange peel. Hold on. And just to give you an example, here's orange candy peel. Because I came across some oranges that were cheap. And that's what I did with the rinds. I made orange candy peel, just like I've done in the past, with lemons. Shimei really liked to eat these. Every time she'd come up, she'd pop some in her mouth. Right? My other ones, not so much. They don't really pay attention to it. I will eat them sometimes, right? High in vitamin C, people. So, this, I mean, it's a little more grainier than that, but you could still do it if you wanted to save money and have, like, just a hand treat of some kind, I would think. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, so this is how I'm doing it. Those are the stems, right? You boil them, and then it leaches pineapple juice into the liquid, and you can use that for your canning, right? Here, I chopped up these ones a little smaller, as if you were to put them on a pizza. You can see where the other ones are like 1-inch chunks or so, and I kind of stuffed them into the jar. This time I'm going to do it different. I'm just going to cook it up for about 5 minutes real fast, just to release some of the air and whatnot, right? And then I'm going to put them in the jar, and then I'm going to use this one here. I already boiled last night, and then because I wasn't doing anything with them, I put them back in, right? Because I found out that if I cook this for like 10 minutes, I put everything in the jar, and then this had lots of juice, so I ended up using the juice to fill up the jar outside of using syrup, right? They recommend pineapple juice, apple juice, grape juice, or if you want, you can use a light syrup. In this case, I am using syrup that I'm making from, or juice that I'm making from the rind, right? That's the middle part of the pineapple. And this is syrup, sugar water that I was using when I was using canning the raspberries. So I'm going to pour this water back into there. I'm going to cook this first for a bit. Then I'm going to pour the liquid into there, and then I'm going to take maybe half of this and put it in there, and then I'm going to taste it, and that's what I'll be using for my next batch of canned pineapple, because in this case I'm going to loosely, I almost don't even want to put these, heat them up, but they say it's best to heat them up because the color retains itself longer if it's going to go into long-term food storage. And in my house, you don't know, because I've got a lot of things, right? So it might get tucked away for a couple of years. So it's best to hot pack them versus put them in raw, because hot packing helps to preserve the color, I guess. And also, too, you can get more into the jar. But again, I'm going to put these ones in lightly because I want to kind of retain their shape, so that, you know, when we make pizza or something like that, you can just open up those jars, where the other ones, they're bigger chunks and they kind of went more mushed in, and because I was just trying to get, I don't know, I was just experimenting. So anyway, I'll be back. Okay, so I just 5 minutes. Do you see? how much liquid you get out of it in 5 minutes? That's a lot. Okay, and now I'm just going to loosely this time pack them into jars.
No, you tell them.
What am I doing, Andre?
You're taking the air out of jars.
I'm taking the air out of the jars, that's right.
Yep. And
What are we doing? Canning what?
canning pineapples.
Uh-huh, and what are we going to make pretty soon?
Pineapple juice with this.
Uh-huh.
And here's some pineapples too.
What's that?
I said, look, here's some pineapples.
Yeah, okay, you can turn it off and we'll come back.
Okay, bye people. We'll be back in like 5 minutes, I guess.
Okay, so I'm just using this machine here, right? You can see it's nice. In the good old days, right? When Uncle John was kicking around. Works pretty good, actually. Okay, so anyway, I did this one earlier, and as you can see, there's 3 levels of liquid in there. All the fiber on the bottom, then it's nice and clear where it's more juice, and then obviously we got a whole bunch of foam, people. So I don't know. Oh well, not really. If you can see here, it's just right there. And when if you were to bring it to a boil, it would boil off. But with juice, all you really want to do is just pasteurize it, which is up to 190 degrees Fahrenheit. You hold it for at least a minute. And then when you can your jars, quart-sized jars, you do them for like half an hour, 30 minutes at 190, right? And you keep it at that temperature, and that's how you seal your jars, as well as pasteurize. You pasteurize your juice first, then you put it in your jars. And if you don't want to boil it, you can actually do it on 190 for 30 minutes. Right? Just monitor the anyway, I'm gonna end up putting this in there and trying to cook it down, so hold on. Okay, so this is where I'm at. That's juiced juice, that's the foam. I'm gonna put this in this here. You can see a little bit of liquid left, right? I'm gonna, and I'm just gonna bring it to a boil and see what happens to the foam. See if it clears itself up, right? As if you were doing jam, right? This is the pulp from this machine. You don't want to waste it. Obviously not. So I'm going to try using a jelly bag just to see if any more liquid will come out of it. And then obviously good for freezies or something like that, but I don't know. I think maybe I just might put some of these in a small bag, some of this in small little lunch-sized bags, like sandwich bags, and then maybe freeze them that way, and then, I don't know, put it in muffins or cakes or something. I can't make that many freezies. Hold on. Okay, so as you can see, the jelly bag is working really, really good, people. Right? So this is going to probably fill right back up. Like, I just hung it like not even 5 minutes. And already the bowl is like, this one here is... Right? So as you can see, doing it that way is really, really clear. Anyway, I am boiling that down, and the foam pretty much went away. So... But I'm not going to boil it. I'm just going to bring it to 190 and I'm going to hold it at that. Hold on a minute. So basically, after you get your jars in, you just do this. You don't bring it to a boil. And you check it with the thermometer. Right? I already said that. And it should go up to 190, between 190 and 200. And I gave it 30 minutes, and that's all you need. And then after you turn off your heat, you just let it sit for a little while, because if you take it out too soon, the pressure in the jar will make everything come running out. So it's best just to let it cool for 5 or 10 minutes before you take it out. So that's been doing that for 30 minutes. It could be as short as 10 minutes depending on, I chose 30 minutes. But you can do that for 10-15 minutes. It's been a while. It was last year I was making juice. So anyway, I just went on the safe side and did 30 minutes of that. Hold on. Okay, people. So this is July 11, 2018. As you can see, I made juice. Do you see that floating in the middle of that? Look at that. It's sitting there floating. So this is the juice. Obviously it changed color, right? Because of probably cooking. 2 pineapples in the batch were somewhat a little more ripe. And anyway, those you can see are the pineapple that I canned right there. Nice color. I made them into pizza-sized chunks. So I've got 10 pineapple left, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the next 10, see how many jars I get, and I'm done. The juice, I'm not too sure of, simply because, I mean, look at the color. It kind of throws you off, right? Makes you wonder what you did wrong. The only thing that I can think of that I did wrong would have been, in this pot, I had, what is it called? You know, your racks, right? And they were rusting out. Anyway, I put 1 rack in there thinking I could use it, and I don't know, but it kind of turned the water, discolored, right? Because the metal was whatever. Because I was boiling the jars, and it was going on and on and on. So anyway, took the jars out of the canner, put them down, put the juice into the jars, ignored the discoloration of the water because of the rack, and then came along and started wiping the rims. Right? And as I was wiping the rims with, what is it called? Paper towel, I'd pull off and I'd look at the, and I could see a color. So anyway, it wasn't a lot, but I noticed that there was a residue from the water itself on the jars. And if it was on the outside of the jar, it would have been on the inside of the jar. It wasn't a lot, but it was something. I do not think that's what changed the color of the juice, because what ended up happening was I ended up emptying out the juice back into the pot, brought it back up to the 190, whatever, and then changed the water, got rid of the rack. This is a different bottom for my pressure canner. Put that in there, so by grace of God it fits. And then refilled, sterilized my jars, and then refilled the jars, and then did the 190 for 30 minutes, right? Because it's a quart size. I wasn't sure if I should do 20, so I went on the safe side and did 30. 30 minutes on 190 to pasteurize and to seal the jars. As you can see, all the fiber that was there sunk to the bottom. That one's floating. But the color is different. So, anyway, I'm just going to go the easy route today and can my last 10 pineapple this way. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Raspberry with pineapple juice. Thought I'd try it. Had some extra juice. These are the pizza size ones. And then there's 3 jars, and I gave away one of 1-inch chunks. We've got the 3 juice, which I'll probably drink within the next month or so. If you don't hot pack pineapple and it's in long-term storage, it will discolor faster than if you were to hot pack. These were all hot packed, right? These were pasteurized. There's the chicken. We already went through that, right? This is, what does it say? Gala apples plus mango juice. September 20th of 2017. So almost a year old. You can see what it's done. So we're going to open that up. I find homemade juice is really good for those little freezy pops, especially blackberry juice. Oh, it's so good. Okay, people. So now I'm going to upload whatever is on this camera. Andre was out there doing a little fire pit with his uncle and Edgar, right? And anyway, and then of course I've been doing this stuff. As you can see, right, it needs to be put away now. That's the problem with canning. It starts to pile up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give probably half of these pineapple to my son, because he cooks a fair amount for himself, right? These are perfect for pizza size. I'm impressed with these, right? You could actually do 2 pizzas with that, or even 1 if you wanted to. I did 12 of those yesterday, right? And then, of course, we've got the bigger chunks, 3 of them. And you can see, we've already been through it. So now it's just a question of putting it away. Just to kind of put it out there, I'm having to dig out some of my old outfits from back in the day when I used to sew. So as I'm digging them out, there's some things I want to do with some of them, right? So I might start doing a little bit of videos around that. So we'll see. Hold on. Oh yes, Last thing, today is what? July 12th, 2018. It's been 3 months since Shmei has died. 3 months, people.